In this video, we'll examine the bulk concatenate function in eFORMz. Sometimes you're going to want the ability to search large sections of text or display specified text in a string format. To do that, you can use the bulk concatenate function. And in this example, we'll look at searching text and displaying a string of text with this particular block variable we have here. So if we look here, I want to pull out the package ID number, the actual number, this 8707619 number. That's all I want from this whole bit of information here. Now you would just say, well, just go ahead and left click and drag over it and create a variable. But the problem is that the address lines are variable. In some data files, I'm going to have these 5 lines in the ship to, some will have 6, some will have 3, 4. So because there's going to be different ship to lines, different address lines, the position of the package ID is going to go up and down. It'll move, and because it's going to move, I can't just put the variable in a certain location and expect that it'll grab the package ID every time. As a result, I'm going to need to grab this whole block and search for the package ID, and then bring that package ID out. And then I'm going to want to concatenate or bulk concatenate that ID with a file name, because I want to basically search to see if this file is around. So to do that, I want to add the package ID number to my file name. So that may sound confusing, but we're going to go through it here real quick, and it'll hopefully make some sense. So first, we're going to grab this whole block of information, and I'm just going to make a really big block here. And right click and select add variable, and that looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and select OK, and we've got our variable. Now let's right click our variable and select add function and replace. Now I do not want the postal code and I don't want cost center, so go ahead and enter postal code here. With the colon. And we're just going to replace it with a giant X. That'll work for now. And we'll go ahead and right click the variable again and select add function and replace. And let's go ahead and replace the cost center number. And we'll replace that with a giant X as well. There we go. And if you look at the variables, we have the 2 X's here. That may not make a lot of sense at the moment, but it's going to make sense in a second here. Because what we're going to do is we're going to do a substring function that's going to basically remove everything but the package ID number itself. So we'll right click the variable and select add function and substring. And from about, if we count over our package ID, it comes to about 13 characters or so is after where this colon is, because we don't want the label package ID, we just want the number. So if I start at about character 13 and I go for, let's say 100 for a number of characters, that's a big enough number, and select OK, pretty close. 14 would have been better, but it took, and we have now the package ID number, which is all we wanted. So to get rid of this left space, you could just edit this substring and enter 14, or what you can do is you can make use of another useful function in eFORMz, and that is left trim. So if I right click the variable and select add function and left trim, there we go. We look down at the variables, it's all trimmed, neat and ready to go. So we have grabbed the information that we wanted out, but of course we haven't done any bulk concatenation yet. So next is we're going to just go ahead and add a new variable by right-clicking the form and selecting add variable by position and select OK. And to this variable, we're going to right-click and select add function and bulk concatenate way down here near the bottom. There we go. And the variable we want to concatenate is variable 1, and we'll select OK. And there it is. So all it looks like now is we basically just set the value of variable 2 to variable 1. But that's not all we want to do, of course. we want to basically insert this as the file name. So we're going to right-click the variable and select Add Function and Insert String, and I'll enter the folder where the we'll do this lowercase here. Enter the folder that we want to have this to search for wherever this file is going to be, and it's actually eFORMz and input, and we'll do that'll work. Okay, so we've set that, and if we look, yeah, we see that we have basically set it to Minisoft eFORMz input folder, and then it's got the package ID, and of course we're going to have an XML output file, or input file rather, in this folder. So we'll right-click the variable, select Add Function, and we'll just do a plain concatenate, a .xml, and select OK. And there it is. We have our file name. And so if we, just to show you, I'll place the file name, right-click and select Add Rule, place text, and select the variable 2, select OK, and OK. And there's the file name, so that makes it easier to see it. And that's what's going to happen. So based on the package ID number, we'll look for this input file in this folder. And the only way to get that is by using that bulk concatenate. Now, to show that this is picking up different variances in the package ID number's location, I'll go ahead and open a new data file, selecting Open Data, and From File, and I'll select that, and there you go. And see how it moved up. We'll see there's fewer address lines or ship to lines here, and so the package ID moved up a little bit, but it's still being picked up, and it's still looking for that package ID file.